There is a creature alive today who has survived millions of years of evolution without change, without passion.
Welcome back to Just the Guy Reviews. I'm Matt Sula, and today's special presentation is the one, the only, Jaws. Directed by Steven Spielberg and starring Roy Schneider, Richard Dreyfuss, and Robert Shaw. It's one of my favorite movies of all time. It will firmly be in my top 3 forever. I've probably seen this movie more than any other movie I've ever watched. It's my quintessential, I don't know what to put on, I'm going to put on Jaws. Have stuff to do around the house, I'm going to put on Jaws. I think it's a perfect movie in my eyes, from the pacing to the suspense, the acting, the directing, and of course the music. Because once again, it's the greatest duo to ever work together ever. It's better than Michael Jordan and Scottie Pippen. It's better than Kobe and Shaq. It's better than Gronk and Tom Brady. It's better than all of them. Steven Spielberg, John Williams working together on a movie with the directing and the music. Perfect. They've never missed. This movie is about a shark basically terrorizing a small town. The description of it reads, when a killer shark unleashes chaos on a beach community off Cape Cod, it's up to a local sheriff, a marine biologist, and an old seafarer to hunt the beast down. We open this movie in setting the tone right away, how much this is a beach town. We have a group of kids on the beach with a fire drinking. What says beach town more than that, really? We end up going over, this one girl and guy run off, try and go skinny dipping. Girl goes in, guy doesn't go in, the girl gets attacked by the shark. It's a perfect way to begin this movie, because it starts with the music. The da-na, da-na, na-na-na-na-na-na-na. It's building the suspense. It's getting you ready, basically telling you something's about to happen. And you're just sitting there and you're waiting to see what happens. And I'm not going to lie, the kill is a little goofy, a little over the top, which is not a bad thing. Again, I think this is a perfect movie. I think to really show how devastating this shark is, how much power it has. You have the girl just half her body above the water, just thrashing around, very obviously not how a shark would move. But that's, again, totally fine. We do then go to the next day and we meet Roy Schneider's character, Martin Brody, who is the new police chief in Amity, the town that this is taking place in. And he basically gets word of the attack, goes down to the beach, and they find the body just all dismembered, unrecognizable. So they get it to go for the autopsy, where the person performing the autopsy calls the police, and you watch him write down shark attack. This is what he thinks is going on. So he's going off to he wants to close the beaches. He doesn't want anyone in the water. Logical shit. But while he's doing this, the mayor of the town catches word of this, and he's basically tracking Martin down, going, Martin, what are you doing? What's this I hear about you closing the beaches? He's like, yeah, we got a shark. He's like, I don't care. It's 4th of July. We're a beach town. This entire town runs off this one weekend, 4th of July weekend. This is how the town stays afloat. The economy stays good. This is how people make their money. You're not going to be closing the beaches now, because then what are we going to do? And the guy's like, bro, we got a shark. We got one girl dead. You want more dead? He's like, it'll be fine. It'll be fine. Don't close the beaches. We've never had a shark attack here. So how am I to believe this is probably a boating accident, basically? So they just continue. They don't close the beaches. Go to, I don't know, same day, a couple days later, I'm not exactly sure, but there's another shark attack in front of the whole town. Everyone who's on the beach sees this kid get just mauled by this shark. Great kill. Like, again, and at this point in the movie, I think we're about a little less than half an hour in. We're not seeing the shark, but we're seeing what happens because of the shark. We got 2 people dead. We have a town panicking. We have the mayor like, what do I do? We have a distressed chief of police. Like, this shark is causing all this chaos, and we still haven't seen it, which really is a story based or around the shooting of the film, which was a total disaster by all counts. Like, I believe the film was supposed to be shot like in full in like 55 days or something like that. It ended up going 100 days over. It was like 160 days that took them to film. They were running into issues with the shark. The robot kept like sinking, kept not working, kept malfunctioning. Spielberg decided to shoot like actually in the water. So weather was a factor, tides were a factor. Everything was pretty much a disaster on the shoot. Everyone thought this movie was going to be a mess. But it ended up being a blessing in disguise almost. At least the shark not really cooperating, because the beauty of this movie is that you don't see the shark all that often. Like, you save the shark for over an hour into the movie. Even then, like, you get like 1, maybe 2 good looks at it. And it does a great job of building the suspense. What is this? How big is it? How powerful is it? It's wonderful. But this basically leads to, I believe, I don't know if it's the mayor or the mother of the boy who got attacked was like, I'm putting a reward out there, $2,000 or whatever it was, to whoever catches and kills the shark. Got people coming in from all over, states surrounding, just like trying to go find this thing. And basically, this is when we get introduced to Matt Hooper, played by Richard Dreyfuss, who's the marine biologist, shark expert, really. And he's basically going around telling people, don't even bother. Like, you're not catching this thing. This thing's going to kill you. You're going to die out there. Kind of Exorcist-esque with the, you're all going to die. But this basically leads to Martin and Hooper kind of teaming together, trying to find out, make sure, one, this is a shark, what kind of shark it is, and how they're going to catch this thing. Again, the mayor is out there saying, we're not closing the beaches. We're just going to put heavy guard in the water on the shore, just like saying, hey, shark, shark, shark. Everyone keep an eye out for shark. This really does lead to the last half of the movie, which I know I haven't mentioned him, but Richard Shaw, who plays Quint, is basically a seaman. Like, he has his own boat. He goes out fishing. He's like, I'll catch the shark. Him, Brody Hooper go out. They're trying to catch a shark. And what this movie really is, from everything that I've ever like understood about it, is what you have is the common man in Martin Brody, science in Matt Hooper, and then faith in Quint. All of them they're all trying to work together, but they're really all separate the entire time. There's no teamwork going on here. Fighting against like this extraordinary being, this massive like 25-foot great white shark that has never been in these waters before, and it's just like them trying to kill this thing, which, you know, eventually they do. They get the I think oxygen tank in its mouth, shoot it. Like, if you haven't seen this movie, like, there are no spoilers here. Like, you should have seen this movie. It's 50 years old. Over? 48 years old. But yeah, I just think this movie's perfect. My favorite character being the mayor, just because, like, you don't have a movie without the crazy, greedy mayor who's like, I don't give a shit if there's a 50-foot killer whale in the water, like, literally eating school buses. We're not closing the beaches. Like, this is our town, the beach, on 4th of July weekend. Without that guy, you don't have a movie, because they just close the beach, There's nothing for the shark to eat, and he leaves. So Andy has my favorite line in the movie, which is he looks at Brody and goes,
Martin, it's all psychological. You yell Barracuda. Everybody says, huh? What? You yell shark. We've got a panic on our hands on the 4th of July.
This is just a perfect delivery, perfect line. Everything about this movie is perfect, especially the mayor. The mayor is just such a great character. I will say the best scene in the movie, I do think, is the second attack that it has. Like, you're going back and forth. You're seeing the kids running in the water. You're seeing this guy playing with his dog, throwing the stick in the water. He goes back, gets it. You're just like, it's building tension. You don't really know what's gonna happen, who's gonna get attacked or anything, and like you just get the guy with the dog. All of a sudden, you start hearing pip pip, pip pip, pip. You never see the dog again, and then the shark attacks the kid who's just like in there by himself. Like, great use of blood, great everything. This was just flawless. I do think, like, I have shown this movie to a couple people who have not really enjoyed it. Like, they understand it's a good movie. They think it's slow, which I don't quite understand. I think this is a very not fast-paced movie, but like it's very it's just paced well. Like, you get the one attack, how everyone reacts, the next attack, how everyone reacts, how they react, and then like it just keeps going. I think it's a perfect way to tell this story of the killer shark. Now, should this movie have won Best Picture at the Oscars that year? It was nominated, along with Nashville, Dog Day Afternoon, Larry Bindon, which I haven't watched yet. I'm actually going to be watching recently, and then One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest. What a year. What a year for movies. I'm not quite sure about Nashville and Larry Bindon, honestly. I mean, Barry Lyndon. I'm sure Barry Lyndon's great, like it's Kubrick, whatever. Dog Day Afternoon's fantastic. One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest, one of the best movies ever made as well. Personally, I do think One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest, which was the winner that year, should still stay the winner. I don't think, especially like at the Oscars, like, do I think Jaws is a better movie? I think it's more rewatchable. I think it's more enjoyable. But One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest is an Oscars movie. It's one of the best performances ever by Jack Nicholson. It deserved to have won that year. Jaws, at least it was nominated. That's really all I can say. It has some recognition. Jaws has definitely lived on in pop culture far more than One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest, unless you want to count, like, when Always Sunny decides to do a parody on it, or they actually did just bring back Nurse Ratched, I guess, for Netflix recently. But Jaws is right there with it. One of the best movies ever made. In my top 3 of all time, depending on how often I've seen E.T. It launches it. Every time I watch one or the other, it goes into 2. The 2 spot for me. But that'll be really all I have here on Jaws. If you've never seen it, definitely take time out of your day. It's like a 2-hour movie. Put it on at night. You won't regret it. If you regret it, I don't know what to tell you. Find a new hobby. Don't watch movies anymore, because this is one of the best movies ever made. But that'll be it for me, guys. Remember, please like the video, subscribe to the channel. Would really help a lot. But that'll be it for me. I'll be back soon with another video. Peace.